And good evening there, Chinooks fans. Welcome to Game 34 and Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader between your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks and the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. I'm Caleb Duarte, joined by my partner Ryan Beck, who will join me momentarily tonight. It's a critical game. 11 games now. If you're with us in the first one, we saw the Chinooks pull out a nail-biter, 8 runs to 7. That pushed them, along with an Oilers 5-2 loss to the Anchorage Bucks, to be tied for the fourth and final playoff spot for a good 6.5 games. With another one tonight, that could push them to only a game back of third place. Ryan, let's bring you into the fold. Ryan, a great one, Game 1. How can we keep that momentum going into Game 2?
Right now, I think it's going to be, they had the confidence under them now on how to beat them here, and they dragged it all the way out into the end. They scored 7 runs, but now it's better to know that it can be done, and we just got to wait for the offense to continue to do what they did last game and keep the defense at bay, or the Pirates defense at bay, and keep the Pirates offense at bay.
Well, we saw the Chinooks offense put up 8 runs, and for the most part, the Pilots offense was at bay, but it came alive at the bottom of the 6th. To make it it was 8-3 for most of the game, and then it was close to an 8-7. Just a reminder, if you're joining us for the first time tonight, as this is a second game of a doubleheader, these games will only go 7 innings. So that is something to keep in mind in terms of how pitchers are used. You might see pitchers go a little bit more. You might see pitchers used a little less. It all depends on what the manager wants. And leading off is Jeremy Johnson for the Chinooks, playing center field. Batting second, playing right, Levi Gilcrease. The second baseman, Brandon Mitchie, batting third. The cleanup hitter and playing third, Aaron Shackelford. Justin Gomez, the DH, and batting fifth. Preston White playing left and batting sixth. Batting seventh, Luke Caffey been playing first. Alex Crotty catching and batting eighth. And Alex Schmitz playing shortstop and batting ninth. And on the mound for the Pilots is Jack Puchot, who comes into this game. In 7 games, 6 of those started, 2 wins, 3 losses, a 3.89 ERA. With 32 and a third innings under his belt, 27 strikeouts, 19 walks, and 31 hits. And Johnson's ready, Pacho's ready, and that is going to be in for strike 1. Well, that's game time. And Ryan, it's crazy to think now there's officially less than 11 games left in the season.
There is just 11 left, and it just goes to show, crunch time, it's on the move.
It is insane to think about. This season's almost over. As Johnson takes that one outside, even count of 1 ball, 1 strike to the Auburn leadoff hitter. 1-1. And Johnson rips that down in left field line, and that's going to be trouble. Johnson got to round first and dig for second. And the throw from the Pilot left fielder is not in time. And Johnson gets things going for the Chinooks with a leadoff double. And Johnson just keeps going at it.
Johnson knew that. Just watching him run, you knew he was going to try and make that a double. There was no doubt that he was going to at least try. And this time he came up on the good side of things, safe. And Gilcrease stepping up to the plate, hopefully to bring him around.
And we'll see here. The Chinooks had a great offensive outing in the first game, hoping to ride that momentum to the same as now. Let's see what Johnson taking a big lead over at second. And Gilcrease has the bunt down. Over to the first base side, Pacho thought about it, and the throw is high. And Gilcrease is going to have an infield single. As Pacho, sometimes those routine grounders can get you. He picked up the ball from the bunt from Gilcrease, looked over to third, and I think his mind was distracted. And when he had to settle for first, well, the throw was a little high. And Ryan, the Chinooks have runners on the corners here with nobody out. And all of a sudden, the Chinooks, it seems like they have not lost a beat in their step here. With runners on the corners, nobody out in the top half of the first, Brandon Mitchie will look to put them early in the lead.
Hopefully that's the case. A base hit's all that's necessary.
Mitchie in the last game went 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Let's see what he can do here. Takes that one in for strike 1 from Bucho. Gilcrease in his last at-bat. A great bunt on the first base side of things. Johnson, with his speed, was able to easily get in there. But because of the errant throw, which was credited as an error, Gilcrease gets aboard. The 0-1. And Mitchie takes that in for ball 1. Evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mitchie hitting .270 this season as he's slowly but surely moving up closer to that 300 batting average threshold that everybody craves for. The 1-1. And Mitchie fouls that out of play, strike 2. Pucho, and a sophomore from Austin Peay University, the 6'1", 205 left-hander. One, 2 from Pucho. And a swing and a miss by Mitchie. Goes down on strikes there for the first out of the inning for the Chinooks. In the field tonight for the Pilots, catching Cuba Betts over at first base, Carter Benz. The second baseman, Sam Frugal. Playing the hot corner third base, Armani Smith. Shortstop, Andre Gregory. And from left to right, Cade Harris, Samuel Blair, and Chandler Anderson. And now with runners on the corners, one away, Aaron Shackelford will at the least look to bring home the runner. He had the bunt down for a moment, pulled back, but could not get it out of the way in time, as that ball is sent foul for strike 1. Looked like a little suicide squeeze going there. Surprised we have not seen Gilcrease try to steal second. See maybe if we can get the catcher to take the bait. Johnson come home from third and put the first run of the game for the Chinooks. The 0-1 to Shackelford. And Shackelford put the bunt down again and he could not get a hold of that one. And you see the frustration. Down in the hole, no balls, 2 strikes. Jeremy Johnson on third, Levi Gilcrease on first. The 0-2 with 1 away. And that's on the outside for ball 1. Shackelford, good eye there, able to lay that 0-2 pitch on the outside off. Make a 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 1 away. And the Chinooks with runners on first and second, looking to strike first in this Alaska Baseball League action. Pucho sets the 1-2 to Shaq. And there goes Gilcrease. And Best faked the throw down a second. Johnson did not take the bait on that throw down. And Gilcrease takes his base to put runners on second and third. Smart baseball play there by Gilcrease. Worst case, if the throw was down, Johnson has a chance to come home from third. But the catcher, Cuba Best, decided to do the fake throw. And all of a sudden, the Chinooks have runners on second and third, and Aaron Shackelford has a chance to put 2 runs on the board if he can put this ball in play. 2-2 pitch. And Shackelford sends that to the pitcher right back, and Pucho, a little bit of a low throw, but gets it. Carter Benz at first, and all of a sudden, the Chinooks go from runners on the corners, nobody out, to runners on second and third, 2 outs, and still no runs across. And it sounded like Shackelford might have broken his bat on that one. And if so, that would have been the second at-bat of the night broken by Shackelford. All right, folks, runners on second and third. And the last hope for the Chinooks to try to get ahead in this game. At the plate, Justin Gomez.
Gomez, the opportunity to drive at least 2 runs in if he gets a base hit. Just needs to find a good spot of open green.
Good speed on the base pass. Any hit will do, and Gilcrease drives that out to the right center gap. This has a chance. That ball's going to drop and roll all the way to the wall. Johnson scores, Gilcrease scores, and Gomez is going to roll into second. And Ryan, you called it. Gomez drives that out into the gap. Chinooks lead 2-0 in the top half of the first.
Perfect placement. It was in all open green, not any of the white and blue underneath it, not anywhere near it. It was all the way to the wall, out in right center. And I'll just remind you, folks, it's the deepest ballpark in the ABL. But Lee Jordan Field right behind it, but 410 is straightaway center, and in the power alleys, it's about 380 to 390. And that's where he ripped it to.
Gomez got all of that one, and he now stands on second for Preston White. Chinooks lead 2-0 here in the top half of the first. And White, first pitch swinging, sends that out of play for strike 1. Well, I bet that has to feel good for Gomez, who, with all the power in the world that he possesses, it's been a struggle in the batter's box. He is finally, as his average actually dipped below 200 before this game, it doubled in the gap and stands on second. White Just a little chapper at that, but that is sent out of play, and that's going to put him down in the hole. No balls, 2 strikes. We'll see here what White can do here. Oh, 2 pitch to White with 2 outs. Pucho sets, looks over to second and throws, and White chaps that out to Gregory at short. And, well, the Chinooks had a little bit of miscommunication as Andre Gregory at short and Armani Smith at third both went for that. It looked like Gregory was calling it all the way, but Armani Smith, the third baseman, said, "Excuse me, I'm going to get it." And, well, no out is recorded. So now the Chinooks have runners on the corners, 2 outs, and Luke Caffey having a chance to put 3 on the board for the Chinooks in this top half of the first inning. For Joe now, only really given up 2 contact hits. All of a sudden, works in a chance, and Caffey drives that down the right field line foul. Here at Anchorage, a crisp 68 degrees. Clouds are in sight, the sun shining as much as ever. And right now, it's shining on the Chinooks offense. As Caffey has an 0-1 count on its way with 2 away. Chinooks 2, Pilot 0, and Luke Caffey and the Chinooks open attack on more to that. Justin Gomez on third, Preston White on first. And the pitch to Caffey, who does not look comfortable on that swing, and goes after that one. It goes down 0-2.
Caffey just needs to be patient here and wait for his pitch. Pucho will put it in there, and he just needs to wait and sit back.
And we'll see here what Caffey does. Runners on first and third, 2 away. 0-2. And Caffey drills that one into the Pilot dugout. Heads up over there.
I think that one actually went into the Pilot's rowdy beer garden over there.
Oof.
Hopefully they were coherent enough to catch it.
As after that rope of a foul ball by Caffey, we'll have another 0-2 pitch from Pucho on the mound for the Pilots, who looks in, gets the calls from Bess, Justin Gomez on third, Preston White on first, the 0-2 to Caffey with 2 away. And Caffey sends that up. And, well, that's why we have windows here. And the 0-2 again to Caffey. After he's been protected and staying alive, the 0-2 2-out pitch. And Caffey goes at that one in the dirt and misses, and the throw down to first on the drop third strike is in time, and Caffey gets called on strike 3, but not before. The Chinooks on 3 hits put 2 runs on the board. And we head to the bottom of the first, Chinooks 2, Pilot 0. When we come back, more Chinook baseball. And as we're back, Cale Dwan and Ryan Beck. And this play-by-play for the Chinooks. Chinooks lead 2-0, the bottom of the first. The Pilots leading things off. Andre Gregory facing off against Robert Winslow, the Masters University right-hander who says hello there, comes inside to Gregory on that first pitch. Winslow, the all-star, in 6 games, 4 of those started. 2 wins, no losses, a .85 ERA, as he has been feeling it so far on the mound. Now down 2 balls, no strikes to Gregory. And he misses up high for ball 3. Winslow in 21 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, 8 walks, and 15 hits. The 3-0. And, well, he misses on ball 4, and on 4 straight balls, Gregory going to take his base. And that's only the 9th walk Gregory has issued. Chandler Anderson now to the plate. Anderson from the University of Utah. 6'3" right-hander. Hits here with nobody out and a runner aboard first. In this bottom of the first inning. And Anderson takes that one in for strike 1. And Winslow, now it is early, but a little bit of a warning sign. 5 straight balls on the first 5 pitches. Let's see if he can calm things down here and find his command. Giving him the signs tonight is Alex Crotty, the Mercer University catcher. The 1-0 from Winslow is up high, ball 2. In the field tonight for your Chinooks, catching, like I said, Alex Crotty. Playing first base, Luke Coffey. Second base, Brandon Mitchie. The hot corner, manned by Aaron Shackelford. Alex Schmidt's the shortstop tonight. And from left to right, Preston White, Jeremy Johnson, and Levi Gilcrease. And after Winslow missed for a 6th ball in a row, Crotty trots out to have a word with him and calm his right-hander down. And it should be noted, Winslow, yes, he's walked 9, but 4 of those came in 1 outing. So outside of that bad outing, has really not been out of control, and he comes up high and hits Anderson. And, well, not the way Winslow wanted to start here. 7 pitches, 1 walk, and a hit by a pitch on 7 balls. And all of a sudden, the Pilots have their first 2 base runners on. For Cuba Best, the catcher, has a .314 batting average and 86 plate appearances. And Winslow misses outside and high again for ball 1. And automatically, Chris Beck going to run out to the mound just to calm Winslow down. As Winslow misses outside for the 8th consecutive time. 8 balls, 8 pitches. Chris Beck just going to have more with his right-hander Winslow. Make sure everything's okay. Make sure the mound's okay. Chris Beck and Winslow have a good relationship that extends as far as back as last summer. And the home plate umpire going to go break the meeting up. Chris Beck says, "Go get it, bud," and walks back to the dugout. Well, not the start Winslow would have wanted.
No, not at all. But, I mean, he can come back from this. It's not, the end of the world. I mean, Batten started his first inning off like this. So, I don't know, get your walks out of the way, I guess.
Now let's leave it at 2. I should say 1 and hit by pitch. The 1-0 to Bass. And there you go. Winslow finds the strike zone, even it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Pilots down 2-0 in the bottom of the first. Have runners aboard first and second with nobody out. And as Winslow sets the 1-1 to Bass. Outside and high, ball 2. 2-1 with nobody out here as we just passed the 8:30 mark here. Winslow, the 2-1 to Bass. And Bass watches that in for strike 2. Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out here. We'll see if Winslow can shake off a lack of control and find the strikeout. 2-2. And that one is fouled off the catcher's mask of Crotty. Crotty appears to be all good. And he'll throw a ball back to Winslow. And after that foul ball by Bass, count remains 2-2. The sun fully out here in Anchorage. Hopefully that means it all good for the Chinooks as Winslow hangs that one out for ball 3. And Winslow right now just has to calm down, find the strike zone. If that means giving them pitches to hit, let your defense back you up. That's why they're there. The 3-2 from Winslow. And Best finds that and going to tap that out in the left field, and that gets through. And Gregory going to be held up at third. And the Pilots, bases loaded here after a walk, a hit by a pitch, and an opposite field single is going to load the bases for Sam Cohen, the cleanup hitter.
Next up for your Glacier Pilots from UC Santa Barbara, designated hitter number 7, Sam
Cohen, who we saw in the DH role in his last game, playing first, or excuse me, still playing the DH role tonight. Hits here with nobody out and the bases loaded. The bottom of the first. And Cohen, first pitch swing, and taps that foul to the backstop. Cohen, in 55 plate appearances, a .273 batting average, will look to just put this ball in the outfield, the worst case scenario. Faces Robert Winslow with an 0-1 count on its way. And that one's chopped to Coffey at first, and that gets through in the right field. Gregory scores, and here comes Anderson. The throw from Gilcrease is not in time. And Best goes from first to third. This game is tied, and the Pilots are not done yet, as after that, single in the right from Cohen. This game tied at 2, and runners aboard the corners with nobody out. As that one looked like it might be able to be managed by Coffey, but that ball appeared to skip off his glove. And so now, Winslow, with nobody out still, and this game tied at 2, and runners on the corners, will be looking for a strikeout here, as any ball on the ground, at least to the middle of the infield, would appear to give the Pilots the lead. As Winslow to Carter Benz outside and low for ball 1. Winslow sets the 1-0 on its way. And that one is smoked out to left center, but Johnson going to come in and going to put that away. And all of a sudden, the throw to third is not in time, but Cuba Bess out there, who stands on third. That ball looked off the crack of the bat like it was definitely going to drop, but it died in the air. And Johnson was able to put it away. Cuba Bess was actually coming home, as he thought that ball was going to drop. Had to hurry back in time, so now 1 out. And runners aboard the corner still for the Pilots for Armani Smith. He sat out the first game. Playing tonight from UC Santa Barbara, the 6'3" right-hander. Takes that pitch from Winslow down the middle for strike 1. Smith, a native of Martinez, California, sporting a 194 batting average. Looking to tack on from his 10 RBIs and make it 11. So he takes that one in for ball 1. Even count at 1 ball, 1 strike here. Winslow sets the 1-1 with runners on the corners and 1 away. And that ball is sent out of play for strike 2 from Smith.
That's Junior Baseball brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Cuba Bess on third, Sam Cohen on first, and Armani Smith at the plate. With 1 away, 2-2 ball game, awaiting the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch from Winslow. But first, Winslow sets over to first, and Cohen just able to slide and save. Great pickoff move by Winslow, but just missed from getting the second out of the inning on a pickoff. And he fooled me, that's for sure. I do not blame Cohen for falling asleep out there a little bit. A 1-2 from Winslow would love a strikeout or a ground ball in the infield. And that ball's out to right field, deep. Gilcrease going back, and Gilcrease is looking up, and that's going to die at the bottom of the wall. Best scores. Cohen goes to third, and Armani Smith has an RBI double to give the Pilots a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the first. And that ball from the crack of the bat looked like it was going to go out of here. But it did hang up, so Sam Cohen, who was standing on first, since there was only 1 out, had to hold, so that's why he did not come home and had to stay at third. But despite it, the Pilots put a run across and take a 3-2 lead here. The bottom of the first. And runners on second and third, and still only 1 out. The Pilots aren't done. Is that one up high? Ball 1 to Cade Harris. And just like Armani Smith, Harris making his debut tonight in tonight's action. 3-2 is the score in favor of the Pilots. And Winslow misses for ball 2. Cade Harris from University of Oklahoma hits with runners on second and third and a 2-ball, no strike count. Harris and 71 at-bats and 183 batting average. Sends that flying to the backstop. Strike one. Harris, a native of Leona, Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. Let's see if the same can be said about Harris's bat here. The 2-1. And Harris swings and misses what almost looked like slow motion for strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Sam Cohen stands on third. Armani Smith stands on first. Cade Harris stands at the plate. The 2-2 pitch from the right-hander Winslow with 1 away and a 3-2 lead in favor of the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Winslow set the 2-2. And a nice breaking ball, but the umpire instead says not nice enough. As that one hangs high for ball 3, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes here to the Oklahoma third baseman, Cade Harris. 3-2. And Harris, staying alive, sends that out of play to keep the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three-two. Winslow sets and delivers. And that one is just tapped down to Shackelford. Tough play. Bare hands it and is not able to get a hand on it. And the Pilots have doubled up the Chinooks score, taking a 4-2 lead. Shackelford, it was going to be a tough play no matter what, but could not come up with the bare hand. And all of a sudden, the Chinooks came into this bottom of the first sporting a 2-0 lead. And at best, will leave it down 4-2. But the Pilots still with only 1 out. Sam Frugal to the plate with Armani Smith at third, Cade Harris at first. And Winslow dying for a grounder to his middle infield here to set up a double play potentially opportunity. 1 away, runners on the corners, 1 out. And that one's sent out to Johnson in center field. Johnson goes back, and he's going to get there. And that was deep enough, easily, to score Armani Smith. And the Pilots have put a crooked number up to take a 5-2 lead in the bottom of the first. Gotta love baseball, Ryan.
You know, it can change at any minute, and that's the rather unfortunate part.
Changed in a minute, it did.
Yes. From the University of Arkansas.
Finally, the second out is recorded, but not before the Pilots take a 5-2 lead. Cade Harris stands on first for Samuel Blair, the 9-hole hitter. 2 outs in this 5-2 affair. And that one is out to left field and through. And the Pilots have successfully batted around here as we're back at the top of the order in the bottom of the first still. As Andre Gregory looks to keep this 2-out rally going. Pilots 5. Chinooks 2.
At the top of the order, from the University of New Mexico, shortstop number 8, Andre Gregory.
Gregory from the University of New Mexico played third base in the first game of tonight's doubleheader, playing shortstop tonight. And he taps that out to Winslow, who fields it, goes to first, and in time, the bleeding is stopped. And on 5 hits, the Pilots score 5 runs, take a 5-2 lead. But we still have 6 innings of play to go. We head to the top half of the second. Chinooks down 3. We'll be back. Top of the second here. Well, the top of the first was great, scored 2. But the bottom of the first, let's say otherwise, as the Pilots put 5 on the board to take a 5-2 lead. Winslow, on 5 hits, gave up 5 runs to the Pilots, and Alex Crotty will be the first up as he has to back all the way out of that one. No idea how he managed to not get hit on that one. But ultimately, takes that one in for ball 1. And this 1-0 pitch is sent high in the air. But that is called by Samuel Blair out there in the center. And that is out number 1. With 1 out here in the top of the second. Alex Schmitz to the plate. And top of the order on deck after him. Pucho looks in. And that's outside to Schmitz, ball 1. And Schmitz out. The second, and the throw to first is high, but Carter Benz over there able to step his foot on the bag anyway. In time for out number 2. That play was made by Sam Frugal, second baseman. And we're back at the top of the order. Jeremy Johnson to play with 2 outs in the top half of the second. And Johnson takes that one high and outside, ball 1. One-0. And Johnson takes that one in for strike 1. 1-1 to Johnson. And Johnson just missed from having a fair ball down the third base line called foul. And he'll have to protect here. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs and nobody on. And this 5-2 lead for the Pilots in the top half of the second. Pucho sets the 1-2 to Johnson. That one hangs high and outside. Evens up the count 2-2. 2-2 to Johnson. And Johnson goes after that one. And it appears he was able to just get a piece of contact on that one to stay alive with 2 outs and nobody on. And a 2-2 pitch again from Pucho. 2-2 to Johnson. And Johnson protects again, sends that out of play behind us. Another 2 ball, 2 strike, 2 out pitch to Jeremy Johnson, the center fielder tonight for the Chinooks. 2-2. And that one hangs outside and high. Ball 3. Cuba Bass trying to do his best to bring that into the strike zone, but the umpire saw otherwise. The 3-2 full count pitch to Johnson with 2 outs, nobody on. And Johnson goes down and gets a piece of that, sends that foul to the backstop to stay alive for another 3-2 pitch from Pucho. 3-2. And Johnson, good eye there. Launches that outside and high for ball 4, so he'll take his base on balls with 2 outs here. For the Baylor Bear, Levi Gilcrease stepping to the plate. Runner on first, 2 outs. Pilots 5, Chinooks 2. 8:51 here in Anchorage, Alaska. In this Alaska Baseball League action. And a swing and a miss by Gilcrease to go down. No balls, one strike. And well, Ryan, to not dampen the damage anymore, but you got news for us?
Yeah, the Oilers have taken a 4-2 lead in the bottom of the second inning over the Anchorage Bucks.
Ugh. And if you're wondering, folks, why that's bad, well, thanks to a Game 1 of the doubleheader win, and the Oilers, who are also playing a doubleheader against the Bucks down in Kenai, they lost. That evened us up to make us both tied for fourth and final playoff spot. So if the Pilots continue this 5-2 lead and can win this game, the Oilers tack on more and beat the Bucks, well, that means the Oilers will take a one-game lead as that one is down is in our field and just past Gregory and Johnson. Going to try to go from first to third. And Johnson will make it successfully and probably once again gives John Groth a bit of a breathing problem over there. But Johnson using his speed as that ball was it wasn't hit that hard, but Gilcrease put the bat on the ball, and it got past Gregory out there at short. And the Chinooks with runners on the corners, 2 outs. Looking to spark a 2-out rally here. 5-2 lead for the Pilots, but if Brandon Mitchie and the Chinooks have anything to say about it, that will be, worst case, a 5-3 lead when we're done with this top half of the inning. Joe looks in, Johnson on third, Gilcrease on first. If you want speed on the base pass, it's about as good as you're going to get. And Mitchie had the bunt down, a little questionable with 2 outs, but that's why I'm in the booth. Ball 1 to Mitchie on the outside in the dirt. Good job by Bess, the Pilots catcher, to keep that in front of him. As any ball to the backstop, I guarantee you Johnson's going. But 1-0 to Mitchie. Outside to Bess, ball 2. Top of the second here. Pilots 5, Chinooks 2. Runners on first and third with 2 outs. And Brandon Mitchie. Left side, the 2-0 pitch from Pucho. And Mitchie, easy take there as that ball's down and almost in the dirt for ball 3. And we'll see here if Mitchie does the rare swinging a 3-0 fastball right down Broadway. 3-0. And Mitchie takes that one in for strike 1. Aaron Shackelford on deck would love to hit here with runners in scoring position. And he's counting on Brandon Mitchie currently at the plate to keep this inning going on 2 outs. The 3-1 pitch, runners on the corners. And Mitchie goes after that 3-1, but not able to even it out. And that's sent out of play, strike 2. Full count of 3 balls, 2 strikes here to the Yazzie at the plate. Pucho looks in, gets the signs from Bess. Johnson takes the lead off third. Gilcrease on first. Pucho sets the 3-2 to Mitchie with 2 outs. And Mitchie taps that to Benz at first, who collects it. And thought about flipping the pitcher to cover first, but realized the smart play is just to step on the bag himself. And, well, the Chinooks got something going, but could not capitalize on it. We head to the bottom of the second. Chinooks down 5-2. We'll be back with more Pilot Chinooks baseball. We're back in the bottom of the second. The Pilots lead 5-2. And Chandler Anderson to lead things off. Robert Winslow back on the mound as Anderson had the bunt down, pulled back. As Winslow finds the strike zone, goes up. No balls, 1 strike here. Winslow looking to get back on the right track here after a rocky bottom of the first where he gave up 5 runs on 5 hits. As Anderson goes after that 0-1, Gilchrist trots back and easily puts that away in the bottom of the second.
Next up for your Glacier Pilots, catcher from Grand Canyon University, number 34, Cuba Bass.
And well, this is live TV, folks. Having a little bit of a difficulty with the camera. Apologize for that. As that one is out to center by Cuba Bass to Johnson for out number 2.
Now batting designated hitter from UC Santa Barbara, number 7, Sam.
Sam Cohen now here hitting with nobody out. Excuse me, nobody on and 2 away in this 5-2 game. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Cohen steps out, steps back in. The 0-1 from Winslow. And that one down for ball 1. Misses for ball 2. 2-1. Hangs high and outside for ball 3. The 3-1 from Winslow is popped high in the air. Aaron Shackler from third going to come in and put that away. And the Chinooks have a better story to write in the bottom of the second as we're through 2. Pilots 5, Chinooks 2. When we come back, Chinooks to the plate in the top half of the third. Tap of the third, folks, is Aaron Shackelford to lead things out. 5-2 lead for the Pilots. In this top half of the third. Jack Puccio on the mound for the Pilots, facing off against Aaron Shackelford as that one comes in high for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Shackelford at the plate. Shackelford sends that to the left side, and that one is going to sail out of play. There's a chain link fence. He was ready to climb over that one to get it.
He was, and he was almost halfway over, and that's an 8-foot fence. It's not small.
It's John Groth. He's playing the third base coach position. Chuckling with him, having a word. The 1-1. And Shackelford, a little uncomfortable looking swing. Goes down, 1 ball, 2 strike. That did not look good at all. But he has a 1 ball, 2 strike count. With nobody on, nobody out in the top half of the third, and Pilots leading 5-2 as we just passed the 9 o'clock hour. So hopefully that means the Chinooks can own it. As that one's outside, evens up the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes here. The Chinooks do, in the hits column, the Pilots only have a 5-4 advantage, but when you look at the runs, they have not come to fruition. As Shackelford watches that one low, ball 3. Pucho steps back on the rubber, looking into Shackelford, 3-2. And Shackelford, broken bat, what sounded like again, sends that out to second. Frugal has to hurry, and not in time. As Shackelford digs out an infield single to lead things out in the top half of the third.
Now batting from Azusa Pacific, designated hitter number 25, Justin Gomez.
Gomez now to the plate. Nobody out, runner on first. In this 5-2 game in favor of the Pilots in the top half of the third inning. And Mike wanted the DH. Oh, 1 to Gomez. Shackelford on first. And Gomez bends out of the way of that one. Evens up the count 1-1. The 1-1 pitch with nobody out. Runner on first to Justin Gomez in the top half of the third. And Gomez, easy take on that pitch high, ball 2. Preston White, the left fielder, stands in on deck. Aaron Shackelford takes the lead off first. And Justin Gomez, hitting from the left side, awaits the 2-1 pitch from the left-hander Pucho. Infield in regular depth, same with the outfield, 2-1 pitch. And Gomez thought about going after that inside pitch, but held off. Hitters count of 3 balls, 1 strike. Like I mentioned in his first at-bat in the first, Gomez came into this game. First time ever dipping below 200 with a 198, but ripped a 2-run double. The same, but can't do it when you can't get a pitch to hit. He bends out of the way of that one for ball 4. And that's going to put runners aboard first and second with nobody out. And Preston White, who we all saw it on display on Sunday, has the power to send any ball from any pitcher into another planet.
He does, and hopefully he can put one into orbit.
Because that would tie this game up. But frankly, we'll just take a single and have a chance for a run. Inch taken away from this 3-run lead that the Pilots are sporting right now. 5-2 to be exact. Aaron Shackelford aboard second. Justin Gomez aboard first. Awaiting the first pitch from Pucho. And White goes after that one. Comes up empty. Strike 1. Pucho looks in, gets a sign from Bess, and sets the 0-1. And White again goes after that low cheese, comes up empty, strike 2. The 0-2 pitch. And White tipped that one out. Just stays alive there.
White now just needs to stay in this at-bat and try and find the pitch he can hit that he can just put in orbit here. Or
White.
Houston now, we're giving him the mission go-ahead.
And I think if White has anything to say about it, he'll do everything he can. The 0-2. And White drills that one foul down the right field side. As any hit from White would do damage. The 0-2. And White watches that one miss down low, ball 1. Puccio steps back on the mound. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Shackelford aboard second. Gomez on first. Preston White at the plate. 5-2 lead for the Pilots. The top half of the third. White steps in. The 1-2. And White drills that out to left field and deep. This has a chance. It is back, and that is sent deep into orbit. And Preston White has tied this game up 5-5. Ryan, we got to go buy a lottery ticket here. We call that one as he sends that one deep into orbit. This game is brand new, 5-5.
And that ball is being sent to the moon and possibly Mars as it was still going all the way out into the track, out into the football field. Just showing you what the home run derby runner-up can do.
As Preston White got absolutely all of that one. That was a no-doubter from the crack of the bat. And this is a brand new ball game, 5-5. In the top of the third inning. Preston White with a 3-run bomb to left field, scoring Aaron Shackelford and Justin Gomez. Luke Coffey now to the plate. Takes that one low and outside. Ball 1 from Puccio. The 1-0. And Coffey thought about it, held out. And that one misses ball 2. The 2-0 pitch. Coffey drills that foul down the first strike. Well, we all know White had it in the showcase game. White on Saturday actually sent a bomb out of play here. So his average might not show it, but White could do something pretty good with a bat in his hand. 2-1 to Coffey. And he swings and misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 to Coffey here. Nobody on, nobody out. And Coffey, he appealed to first, and Coffey went. The first base umpire sounds. Coffey disappointed as he walks back to the dugout. He strikes out, swinging there for out number 1. Alex Crotty now to the plate here with nobody on and 1 away. 5-5 ball game after Preston White sent one deep into orbit, and it's still going somewhere. This game tied at 5. Alex Crotty just got a timeout called in there from the batter's box here. Crotty flew out to center field in his first at-bat. Goes after that one, but comes up empty for strike 1. The 0-1. In there, strike 2. And that 0-2 pitch hangs on the outside. Ball 1. And Crotty sends that up the middle. Tough play for Vergal. Takes a hop off the base. Crotty. And safe is the call from the first base umpire. Good hustle there by Crotty to beat that out. That was going to be a tough play for Vergal. He actually made it closer than it appeared it was going to be.
Now batting from Oral Roberts University, shortstop number 11, Alex Smith.
1 away and 1 aboard. And Schmitz, a perfect bunt, but did not roll enough. As well, Schmitz put the bunt down, but it did not go anywhere. It literally went about 2 inches off the bat. Out at second. And now there's 2 outs. The runner aboard first off after that fielder's choice bunt attempt by Schmitz. Top of the order now, Jeremy Johnson hitting with runner on first, 2 away in the top of the 3rd inning, 5-5 ball game. And Johnson smokes that ball down the right field line, foul.
This is once again one of those situations where Johnson's come into where now it's a tie ball game, completely new. And the opportunity here to score a run is still present.
Johnson takes that one in for strike 2, and he'll quickly go down into a no-ball 2-strike hole. Alex Schmidt stands on first, 2 outs here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Johnson, protected now, can do. The 0-2 from Bucho. And that one hangs high and outside for ball 1. The 1-2 pitch. Johnson watches that one in. Ball 2. The 2-2 pitch to Johnson with Schmitz aboard first and 2 away in the top half of the 3rd, 5-5 ball game. And Johnson goes after that breaking ball. Comes up empty for strike 3, but Preston White and the Chinooks send one bye-bye baby to left field. Cue the music and let's go. 5-5 ball game. We head to the bottom of the 3rd as the Pilots come to the plate. We'll be back. Bottom of the 3rd here, brand new ball game for Robert Winslow and the Chinooks. 5-5 is the score after Preston White drilled one into deep left field for a 3-run bomb. As Winslow throwing to Carter Benz puts that one in for strike 1, the 0-1 now. Misses low and outside for ball 1. The 1-1. Down low, 2 balls, 1 strike. And the 2-1 is chopped to the backstop after Benz was just able to make some contact. Evens up the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So 2-2. And nice breaking ball that just misses the strike zone there. 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the 3rd, 5-5 ball game. And that one's chopped to Winslow. Great jump there to get that ground ball. Flips to first for out number 1. Information here. Winslow was playing second base during batting practice, working on his grounding and fielding, and it comes into play. So that kids, if you're watching, that's always why you got to practice every single thing in baseball. Hitting, pitching, fielding, catching pop flies, even practice striking out. And especially practice your bat flips.
And in Karate's case, here after he loses his glove, holding onto your glove and making sure it stays on your hand.
You know, it's the little things.
Yeah, it's just the little things.
The little things in baseball. Always comes back to beat you. Well, after Karate loses his glove, that's in for ball 1. And Winslow comes inside for ball 2. The 2-0. And that one's chopped out to Mitchie. At second, who fields it, throws to first calmly for out number 2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, 5-5 ball game. And Cade Harris to the plate.
Next up for yours, Glacier Pilots from the University of Oklahoma, left fielder number 15, Cade Harris.
Winslow now, after a rocky first, has appeared to calm things down. 2 outs here, nobody on. Bottom of the third, hit thrown to the left-handed left fielder. Harris misses down for ball 1. One ball, no strike. Winslow looks in and delivers. And that one sent foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Even count of 1-1 now. In this bottom of the third, Alaska Baseball League action. Winslow, the 1-1 to Harris. And hangs high, ball 2. The 2-1 now coming up from Winslow. And Harris goes after that one, wishes automatically after he went after that he didn't. He was up to count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two. And that one hangs outside to load the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the third here as we approach the 9:20 mark. In this second game of the doubleheader, reminder once again, this game will only be going 7 innings, as it is the second part of a doubleheader. The 3-2. And that one's going to miss for ball 4.
Next up for yours,
And now with 2 outs.
from Virginia Tech, second baseman number 12,
Runner aboard on first here.
Gale.
That's Sam Frugale now to the plate. Looking to spark a little 2-out rally here with the Pilots. This game tied at 5 apiece. Bottom of the third, runner aboard first is Winslow. Flicks that one over to first, keeping Harris honest over there. First pitch on its way to Frugale. The bottom of the third. Winslow going from the stretch. Comes inside, and well, that goes off the elbow guard of Frugale for hit by pitch, the second one of the night, issued by Winslow. That's going to put runners with 2 away on runners on first and second in the bottom of the third for the 9-hole hitter, Samuel Blair, the speedster. So we'll see here if Blair can keep it going for the Pilots. Blair from University of Arizona. I take that back, University of Arkansas. I read AR wrong. As that one misses up high for ball 1. The Nova Soto, Texas native. A lot of Texans on the Pilots.
There are quite a few Texans. I mean, they are a bit of a vocal team, but them being from Texas, that makes perfect sense.
They go from one big state to the biggest state as Winslow misses for ball 2.
I think oftentimes between Alaska and Texas, it's one state rivalry that no one ever considers, but Texas, you know, they think of themselves proudly as the next state. Alaska says we can cut ourselves into thirds and still be bigger.
Yeah. As Winslow misses up high for ball 3. Well, I was actually talking to an Alaskan native, pretty ironically, about that. And they brought up how, well, if you cut it in half, we're still bigger than Texas.
And thirds is just slightly bigger.
Man, that is amazing. You don't realize when you're here, but it is a massive state. As Winslow drops that one in for a strike 1 after that. Going down 3-0. 3 balls, 1 strike here. 2 outs. Pilots out runners on first and second. 5-5 ball game. Winslow, the 3-1. And that one is inside and high. And the bases will be loaded after that base on balls. At the top of the order, and Andre Gregory.
Next up, your Glacier Pilots at the top of the order from the University of New Mexico.
And right now, Winslow,
Andre Gregory.
he started off the game shaky, but ever since then has been in control. We'll look to get back on the right path here. 2 outs, bases loaded, bottom of the third, top of the order now for the Pilots, and Andre Gregory. And Gregory takes that one in for strike 1 on the first pitch. No balls, 1 strike. Oh, and that one sails over the head of Gregory. And here comes Frugale, who comes in easily. Excuse me, Harris comes in from third. And the Pilots take a 6-5 lead after that wild pitch by Winslow. And after that pitch, that missed from Winslow, that's going to cause for Chris Beck, the Chinook pitching coach, to walk out. And we'll see if this is the cue for a new pitcher.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just keep having great things happen on ConocoPhillips 9 Carabao Stadium. We actually have a former employee in the stands tonight. This summer, she worked for the AAA Mariner affiliate in the Tacoma Rainiers. Kelsey Weekfull, welcome back.
That's Chris Beck. Just going to have a short meeting with his right-hander, as there was a Chinook warming up. But now it appears the action might get started again. Runners on second and third after that wild pitch from Winslow and the 1-1 pitch. And Gregory sends that to the backstop for strike 2. Chinooks now down 6-5. After tying things back up in the top half of this inning, Pilots take control again, 6-5. Sam Frugale on third, Samuel Blair on second, and Andre Gregory at the plate. 1-2 pitch. Comes inside, and Winslow was ready to walk off. But the umpire does not give credence to that strike. Even counted 2 balls, 2 strikes now from Winslow. Don't blame Winslow for wanting to walk off. 2-2. And that one, Winslow again was ready to walk off. Somebody needs to put a little cage around Winslow.
They do, and those are 2 pitches that were right over the plate. I don't know what the umpire is thinking right now.
And we'll see here if Winslow can put it in. 3-2. And wow. You know, I respect the umpire. It's his decision.
But those were 3 calls that weren't even close.
That one was a strike. The one before that, you know, it's the umpire's decision. That one was a strike. But that's why it's baseball. And, you know, as much as we want to criticize the umpires, I would rather have humans out there than robots making the calls, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, I guess in this instant, the robot might be a little more accurate.
You know, that sadly, that is actually a thing in the baseball community, is robotic umpires, which I think would destroy the proud heritage of this beautiful game we call baseball. They're trying to speed it up. They're trying to change it to all technology. No, just leave it be. If you don't like watching 3 hours of baseball, you don't have to watch it. And that 1-0 pitch is out to Gilcrease, and Gilcrease is right there to put that away for out number 3. So now Winslow can leave the mound and walk back to the dugout, looking at the umpire, wondering I should have left 30 seconds ago. Well, we're through 3. The Pilots put 1 on the board. It could have been worse, so we'll take it. We added the top half of the 4th. The Pilots 6, Chinooks 5. We'll be back with more Chinook baseball. Top of the fourth here, 6-5 lead for the Pilots as Gilcrease takes that one in for strike one from Jack Puccio. Top of the fourth, 7-inning second game of the doubleheader between your Chinooks and the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Gilcrease sends that down the third base line, just rolls foul. That's going to be no balls, 2 strikes here for the Baylor Bear at the plate.
Be sure to enjoy our Pilot's patio, but remember to drink responsibly and have a designated driver if necessary. No alcoholic beverages or containers may be taken from the ballpark as you leave.
0-2 pitch after Gilcrease almost got a perfect bunt, but just was sent foul. The 0-2 here. He's easily take off. The 1-2 pitch. Gilcrease easy takedown there. Evens up the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch now from Puccio. And Gilcrease hacks at that one, sends that to the Chinook dugout, foul. Two-two pitch again. Puccio, the 2-2 to Gilcrease. And Gilcrease again sends that out of play. We got a battle going on. Two. And Gilcrease right back up the middle. Puccio put his glove up and was able to stab it. Gregory was able to get there in time and throws to first for out number 1. Gilcrease absolutely ripped that ground ball and took a high hop, and Puccio was just able to get a hand on it. But actually, instead of that ball going straight up the middle, kicked it to a tad to the left that was sent right to Gregory. And so Gilcrease thrown out on a grounder of the shortstop. And now Brandon Mitchie, the 3-hole hitter, hits here with 1 away, nobody on. And Mitchie takes that one in for strike 1. And Mitchie takes that one low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here to the Australian native, Brandon Mitchie. 1-1 pitch, nobody on, 1 away. A 6-5 game in favor of the Pilots. As Mitchie easy taking that ball in the dirt, 2-1. Puccio looks in, the 2-1 pitch. And Mitchie sends that just over the first baseman's head and dropping for a 1-out single. Mitchie was able to get a hold of that one just enough to get over the head of Carter Benz, the first baseman, and the Chinooks will have a runner on first for Aaron Shackelford here with only 1 away in the top half of the 4th.
Now, batting from Masters College, third baseman, number 8, Aaron Shackelford.
And looking at another ABL matchup, talking about the Oilers-Bucks, the Oilers still control a 4-2 lead in the top half of the 5th. As Shackelford puts a bunt down the first base side. Puccio loses control and throws it while rolling, not in time, and Shackelford hustles down the line for an infield single. And the Chinooks have something cooking here. Runners aboard first and second, and Justin Gomez to the plate. Little deja vu moment. We flash back to the first, where Justin Gomez smoked a double into the gap to put the Chinooks on the board up 2-0. That was long ago, as that 2-0 lead is gone. We now have a 6-5 1-run deficit. Brandon Mitchie stands on second, Aaron Shackelford at first, and Justin Gomez sitting from the left side at the plate.
A little patch of open green here for Gomez would be pretty nice at this point, maybe to get 1 run around and tie this game back up.
As that would be the best case scenario here. Let's see what Gomez can do. Easy take outside from Puccio, ball 1. Preston White, who so far has come up with 60% of the offense for the Chinooks. Had a 3-run bomb in the last inning on deck. He'll look to hit here in the top half of the fourth. The 1-0 pitch on hold right now as Pichot steps off, steps back right on. 1-0 to Gomez. On its way. And Gomez depends at first, fields it, throws to second. Gregory flips to first, and in time. And after the Chinooks got runners on first and second with 1 away, cannot capitalize on it. And we head to the bottom of the fourth. Pilot 6, Chinooks 5. We'll be back with more Chinook baseball. Bottom of the fourth here, as Winslow misses outside, ball 1 to Cuba Bass. The third hitter in the Pilots lineup, and the catcher tonight, Bass from Grand Canyon University, takes that outside, ball 2. Pilots with a 6-5 lead in this ABL action. Pivotal game here in terms of standings, as that 2-0 is sent out of play. Strike 1. 2-1 from Winslow. And right down Broadway, evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that one outside, ball 3. And that one is smoked to Mitchie. Mitchie dies, but just under his glove there for a leadoff single. As Winslow puts that into Cohen for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Cuba Best stands on first and nobody out. As Winslow just misses the strike zone outside, ball 1. One pitch now from Winslow. And time called by the batter Cohen after a long pause by the pitcher Winslow. The 1-1 pitch on its way now. And a good pickoff attempt. Just keeping Best honest over there. Good idea by the Chinook righty on the hill. Sam Cohen hit from the left side, awaiting the 1-1 pitch with the runner aboard first and nobody out. And Cohen gets some contact on that. Sends that out of play, foul. This will be a 1-2 pitch now coming from Winslow. As apart from a strikeout, he'll take a ground ball. For the best case scenario here, set up the double play opportunity. 1-2. And a ground ball he gets. Mitchie flips to Schmitz. Schmitz flips to Coffey for a 4-6-3 double play. Man, Ryan, we are on a good pace for calling this game.
I mean, hopefully we can call a few more home runs and maybe just some more runs for our team. And,
Yeah, you called Gomez's double. We were talking about Ormit when White hit, and there goes the ground ball for the double play. 6-5 lead for the Pilots here in the bottom of the fourth, and nobody on after that 4-6-3 double play. And Carter bends to the plate, and he swings and misses there from a nice, what looked like a sinker there from Winslow, the 0-1 now. From Masters University product on the hill, Winslow, the 0-1. And that one hangs high, ball one. Ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on. Pilots 6, Chinooks 5, Winslow the pitch. And that one smoked out to left field, but it dies quickly as White is right there, puts that like a can of corn for out number 3. We're through 4. Pilots lead this game 6-5. When we come back, Chinooks come to the plate. We're back in the top half, the 5th. Caleb Zwart joined by Ryan Beck in the Chinook baseball. Pilots up 6-5. As Jack Puccio again on the mound. The Pilots and Preston White, who sent a bomb, which if you look with binoculars is somewhere still sailing out there, up to the plate as he takes that one in for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. And White takes a hack of that one, but comes up with just air. Down quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. Another Alaska Baseball League news, the Oilers-Bucks matchup. The Oilers still up 4-2, this time in the top of the 6th inning. As White takes that 0-2 pitch outside, ball 1. One-two pitch. And White drills that down the line, foul. Well, just looking at the schedule, tomorrow, the Chinooks are back here to face the Pilots in just one game. But the Bucks and the Oilers have another doubleheader tomorrow. So these next few games could be very pivotal in terms of standing. As White sends that out to left field, and it just dies. It's right off the crack of the bat. That looked like it was going somewhere, but died when it got up in the air.
There's a pretty stiff breeze blowing in from left field, so maybe that's what stopped it, but almost another one.
White got a good control of that one. I bet if you ask him, it felt good off the crack of the bat. But ultimately, died. Round number 1. And Luke Coffey at the plate. Nobody on, 1 away. The top half of the 5th. Pilots 6, Chinooks 5. As Coffee first pitch swinging sends that foul down the third base line. Strike one. The 0-1, and Coffee sends that up and out of play. He'll go down, no balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2, and Coffee chops that to Benz at first, takes that on a hop, juggles it, but flips to Buchow covering first, and there are now 2 outs here for the Chinooks in the top half of the 5th inning. Two outs here for Alex Crotty, nobody on in this top half of the 5th. And Crotty again has to bend out of the way of that one. Ball 1. The 1-0 to Crotty. And Crotty takes a swing of that one, comes up empty, evens up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. And Buchow just missed the strike zone there. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Crotty takes a hack at that one and again comes up with just air. Even count at 2-2. It's 5 lead for the Pilots here in the top half of the 5th. 2 outs, nobody on. The 2-2 pitch to Crotty, having to protect here. And he goes after that one on the outside. Good pitch from Buchow. And Crotty strikes out. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Pilots 6, Chinooks 5. We'll be back with more baseball tonight.
Do that.
We're back here in the bottom of the 5th. Pilots 6, Chinooks 5. As Winslow puts that one inside. Ball 1 to Armani Smith at the plate. 9:45 here in Anchorage, Alaska. The 1-0 is tipped into the glove of Crotty. Evens it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, right now, we're on pace of a typical 9-inning game if it would have started at 7. Right now, he played approximately 12 innings of play tonight. And Smith drops that one, or takes that one low, ball 2. And if you think about it, you take away the 30-minute break. This would have been 9:15. It's pretty solid. 2-1. And Smith sends that out of play, evens up the count 2-2.
Carl Jr.
And we'll see here if Winslow can get the punch out here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, nobody out. And, well, Smith went at it and pulled back, but the ball was off the nub of the bat for a foul, strike 2. Count at strike 2 and ball 2. 2-2 pitch now from Winslow once again to Armani Smith at the plate. And that one is sent up in the air. Gilcrease going to go over there and put it away and slam into the fence. That's good hustle out there by the Chinook right fielder, Levi Gilcrease, to get the out number 1.
Next up for your Glacier pilot.
And that is not a tough thing to do. People might think it's a routine fly ball. It is definitely not. As when you're having one eye on the ball, one eye on the fence to make sure you don't slam into it, a lot harder to catch. A fly ball coming at you on fire from the sky. But ultimately, Gilcrease puts it away. And there's 1 out, nobody on. In the bottom of the 5th is Winslow facing Cade Harris. Misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strike here to the Oklahoma left-handed hitter, who strokes that out to left field. White paused and rolls to his right and drops it out of his glove. And Preston White had all the time in the world, what looked like a Little League routine pop-up, but these people are human, folks, and that ball just looked like he closed that glove just a tad early. And, well, that's why he's on the mound most of the time. Preston White is not able to get a hold of that, but hopefully the rest of the Chinooks and Rob Winslow on the mound can back him up here. So after that error by White, runner on first and 1 away. And that one outside, ball 1. Sam Frugale, the Pilot second baseman here, hitting here with 1 away, 1 on. And his Pilots leading by 1, 6-5. 1-0. Inside and low from Winslow. 2 balls, no strikes. And the sun just starting to set here. And it feels like 6:30. It's almost 10 o'clock here. And 2-0 pitch is in for strike 1. Cade Harris on first. Sam Frugale hitting. Waiting the 2-1 from Winslow. And Winslow, a nice location there. Taking the outside away. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes here with 1 out. And looking down at the Chinook bullpen, nothing seems to be going on right now, so this is all Winslow. And that 2-2 is smoked out to Gilcrease, having to trot back, going back, and in the corner puts it away. For out number 2, Gilcrease getting a good cardio workout going after these fly balls. Not that he needs it, of course. But he puts that one away for out number 2. And the Razorback second baseman, from my biased opinion, the best state in the South, Arkansas. Stepping to the plate here with a runner on first and 2 outs. And that one's chopped out in the left field. White going back to the fence and just missed it. And, well, if you want to talk about redemption, I think if he would have dove over the fence, that would have redeemed himself.
That would have, and it also made SportsCenter and injured him. But, you know, oh well, it would have been all for the fans here.
And that's what baseball is. It's entertainment. Strike here to Sam Frugale. Runner aboard first and 2 outs. Winslow sets, gets the call from Crotty and the pitch. And a swing and a miss by the Pilot second baseman to go down. No balls, 2 strikes here. And Winslow, always calm on the mound. Look over the punch out here. The 0-2 on its way with 2 outs. A bottom of the 5th. Pilots lead 6-5 and a runner aboard first. Got him. What a pitch. Good pitch by Winslow there. To end things, we're through 5. Chinooks down 6-5. When we come back, the Chinooks to the plate in the top of the 6th. Top of the 6th here, Pilots lead 6-5. Alex Schmidt sends that first pitch out to center field. Samuel Blair having to chase that down and puts it away for out number 1. New pitcher on, Brandon Gomer from the University of Evansville and a Lenexa, Kansas native. The 6'4" right-hander, normally seen in the starting position, but coming out of the bullpen in 6 games, all 6 of those started. Owns a 6.18 ERA with no wins and 3 losses, and in 32 innings, 28 strikeouts, 13 walks, and has given up 37 hits. And Jeremy Johnson misses outside, ball 1. And you could say the Chinooks are pretty familiar. Has actually hit 14 2/3 innings of his 32 as coming as the Chinooks. As he puts that one in to even up to count 1 ball, 1 strike. And that 1-1 misses outside, ball 2. And Johnson flips that to Vergale at second, who gobbles it up and throws to first in time for out number 2.
Next up for the Chinooks, Columbia University, right fielder and Levi Gilcrease.
Levi Gilcrease now to the plate. And Gilcrease, first pitch swing and chops that out to Buchel, or should I say Gomer, who flips it to first in time for out number 3. And the Chinooks go down 1, 2, 3. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Pilots 6, Chinooks 5. And as we come to the bottom half of the 6th, Aiden Stout on the mound, new pitcher. For the Chinooks, Stout from the Masters University comes into this game in 10 games on the mound, 20 1/3 innings pitched. 1 win, 2 losses, owns a 5.31 ERA. And in those 20 1/3 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 9 hits, and 22 hits given up. And he puts that one in for strike 1. Top of the order now, Andre Gregory. The 0-1. And that drops in ball 1. One. And that one down low, ball 2. Two, 1. And that one is foul tip to the backstop. Evens it up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 6-5 lead for the Pilots here, bottom of the 6th. We're approaching the 10 o'clock hour here in Anchorage, Alaska. The sun is setting. And slowly but surely, so are the Chinooks' chances at pulling ahead in this game. And it's because this is game 2 of a doubleheader. Only 7 innings, so the Chinooks, once they get 3 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, they'll have 3 outs to get a run on the board to keep this game going. And that one's chopped foul by Gregory. And we'll have another 2-2 pitch. 2-2. And Stout puts that one just high above the strike zone. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Stout, perfect location, finds the outside corner. Painted up, Stout. Strikeout number 1 and out number 1. Chandler Anderson now to the plate. The right fielder tonight for the Pilots. Step to the plate. Pilots 6, Chinooks 5. Hit in here with nobody on and 1 out. Aiden Stout, one of the nicest and least talkative guys you will ever meet.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, if he could say it in fewer words, he finds even
He
fewer
goes
words
for it.
to say it in.
If he could say hi with just a wave. Actually, I think he does say hi with just a wave.
He does. It's not a bad quality. By
Not at all.
It's just that's just how he works.
Hey, for as many loud guys like Mike Batten and Rob Winslow, you need a quiet guy like Aiden Stout.
Keep them all grounded.
That's
how
right.
It works.
2-0 pitch. And that one inside for ball 3. Stout actually teammates of Preston White. Well, I should say future teammate of Preston White and current teammate of Aaron Shackelford and Robert Winslow at the Masters University as he puts that one in for strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on, and a 3-1 to Anderson from Stout. And that one, the appeal down to first, and they say he did not go. Where that missed, I do not know. But Man in Black says otherwise, and that's going to put a runner on first with 1 away. We do apologize for the camera. The home plate is kind of blocked by the blackness. That's just where the shadows are tonight. And we'll see if it gets any more clear as the night progresses. Now run on first with 1 away as Stout misses down low, ball 1. The 1-0 from Stout. And that one's up high, ball 2. And we're going to take this moment. Ryan, what do you got for us?
And so far in the bottom of the 6th inning, the Oilers have a 5-2 lead over the Bucks. The next top inning for the Bucks will be do or die time for us and for the Bucks and the Chinooks.
As just a reminder, because that game is so critical, if the Oilers do control that game and end up beating the Bucks, and sadly we end up losing this game, that means we will drop back a game and be once again in 5th place as that ball is out to left field. White goes back and easily puts that one in his glove for out number 2. But as I was saying, why that game's so critical, pretty much it's if these 2 games stand, the Oilers, once tonight's games are finished and the Oilers win or they hold on to win and the Pilots for some reason beat us tonight, we will drop back to a game out of a playoff position, which is 4th place. And so not the worst case in the world considering we split the doubleheader, same thing with the Oilers, but we would love to be able to not be in last as that ball is absolutely smoked up the middle by Cohen for a single into center field, and that's going to put runners on first and second for the Oilers, or for the Pilots, excuse me. And 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Pilots 6, Chinooks 5. And in terms of other standings, if the Bucks end up losing that game and the Pilots end up winning this game, within a game of 2nd place, the Pilots have come out of nowhere. They have been on a tear so far. As Stout puts that one in for strike 1. But Ryan, we were talking about this in the first game. Last year was not this close. Are you seeing just a talent is more even this year? I mean, you've been here your whole life.
Is more even. I mean, one team this year doesn't have all the talent. Like last year, the Miners had it all. But this year, it's a chance that everyone has a little bit. And that ball's put out into the gap. Gilcrease trying to knock it down. 1 run's going to score. Here comes 2, going to try and stretch it into a triple. And he's going to be safe. Now the Pilots are ahead 8-5.
As that ball was smoked by Carter Benz in the deep right center. And that had to go a long way as our right fielder and center fielder, manned by Levi Gilcrease and Jeremy Johnson respectively. It takes a lot for a ball to get past them with the speed out there. But he found the spot, and the Pilots now have an 8-5 lead in the bottom of the 6th. And they have took out an insurance penalty, as you say, Ryan, and tacked on 2 more to give them an 8-5 lead. And Armani Smith now to the plate, and 90 feet away is another run as Stout finds the strike zone, and Armani Smith quickly goes down 0-2. Runner on third, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Stout sets the 0-2. And just a tad high on the outside, ball 1. A 1-2 pitch. And Stout, the breaking ball, had the movement, but not the location. Missed inside, ball 2. Carter Benz stands on third, 90 feet away from scoring after a 2 RBI triple. The 2-2 pitch to Smith from Stout. And that one skips in the dirt. The appeal down to first. And they say he held up. Good job, though, by Crotty to keep that in front of him, to keep Benz at bay over there at third. As any ball to the backstop, with how deep this backstop is, it's going to be a run. A 3-2 from Stout. And that misses down for ball 4. Now runners on the corners here, and 2 away. Pilots have tacked on 2 runs to make it an 8-run to 5-run lead in favor of the boys from Anchorage. And Cade Harris, the left fielder tonight for the Pilots, to the plate with runners on the corners and 2 outs. And a big swing and a miss on a good breaking ball off-speed pitch from Stout to go up. No balls, 1 strike. The 0-1. And inside evens it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two outs here, runners on the corners. Stout, even count of 1-1. Looks into Crowdy, gets the call, and throws, and that one hangs high. And Smith going to easily steal in the second as Crowdy had no throw on that attempt. And now the Pilots, with the 1 swing of the bat from Harris, could double up the Chinooks score. Runners on second and third, 8-5 lead for the Pilots, and the 2-1 pitch to Harris at the plate. And the appeal to the umpire says no go. Harris held up, and this will be a hitter's count of 3-1. And this could be a pivotal moment, as 3 runs is a lot easier to overcome than a 5-run lead. 3-1 pitch. And Harris puts that high in the air. Johnson going to come in, but going to be called off by Schmidt, the shortstop, puts it in his glove. For out number 3, but not before the Pilots tack on 2 more, and we head to the final frame. Top of the 7th. Chinooks have 3 outs to put up 3 runs or more. 8-5 lead for the Pilots. When we come back, it's rally cap time, folks. Chinooks down 8-5. And we're back here in the top of the 7th, and hopefully not final frame of the game. New pitcher on. The Pilots, Cameron Thompson from Pasadena, Texas, and Kansas State. Only has 5 2/3 innings in 3 games on the mound. 1 win, no loss, and no runs scored. Giving up 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 1 walk. And his first hitter he'll face is Brandon Mitchie, who takes that one low, ball 1. The Pilots tacked on 2 more in the bottom of the 6th to make this game 8-5 in favor of the Anchorage team. 1-0 pitch. And Mitchie drills that one to right field, but not able to be evened out. Foul ball for strike 1. One pitch, and that one travels outside, ball 2. 2-1 now to the Australian second baseman at the plate. And nobody out, nobody on in this 8-5 affair. 2-1 from Thompson. And Mitchie sends that opposite field. Cade Harris over there in left is going to sail to his right and on the run. Put that away for out number 1. And Aaron Shackelford now to the plate. With 1 out and no runners on base for the Chinooks. We're going to start something here. One out here, nobody on. Let's see if Shackelford can start something here. Thompson looks in, winds, and throws, and Shackelford watches that one in for strike 1. The 0-1 from Thompson. And that one's outside, ball 1. Well, not to damper on the mood anymore, but Ryan, you got a scoring update.
The Oilers have defeated the Bucks 5-2, and that standings-wise can be a bit of an impact for the Chinooks.
Shackelford takes that outside 2-1, and what Ryan means by that is currently, as it stands, the Oilers, because they just put that one away, staying a half game ahead of the Chinooks. So if the Chinooks cannot muster up 3 runs and keep this game going, but right now Shackelford drives that to left field, and that ball is going to sail foul. And, well, the Chinooks have the power still, as both Mitchie and Shackelford have drilled that to right and left field respectively, but just have missed going out of the park. But as I was saying, like Ryan was saying in terms of how it has to affect the standings, right now the Oilers, because of that win, and we're still playing, are just a half game ahead. If we cannot muster up 3 or more runs to keep this game going and we end up falling to the Pilots, we'll be a full game out of 4th place as Shackelford makes contact and sends that to the dugout to even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-two pitch. And Shackelford just gets a hold of that one. Keep this count at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes here to the big hitting shortstop. Playing third base tonight, Aaron Shackelford. Nobody on, 1 away. Pilots 8, Chinooks 5 in this pivotal Alaska Baseball League action. Thompson looks in, the 2-2 to Shack. And Shackelford goes after that one and sends that out of play down the left field line. And that'll keep this again at 2-2. Thompson gets the sign from Bess, the 2-2. And just able to lay off that one. How? I have no idea. Takes that one inside and just low for ball 3. Full count here to the big hitting Aaron Shackelford. 3-2 pitch. And he gets rung up on that one as he laid off it again, but the umpire did not lay off the strike call. Shackelford goes down looking for strike out number 2 of the inning. And out number 2 of the game. 2 outs here. And Justin Gomez, the last hope here for the Chinooks. Pilots 8, Chinooks 5. As this game is a doubleheader, this is the final frame. As we only play 7 on doubleheaders. 8-5 lead for the Pilots, and Gomez watches a strike 1 from Thompson. Deal 1, and Gomez takes that one low, ball 1. Thompson, the 1-1 strike, 2-out pitch with nobody on to Gomez, who takes that one in and low, ball 2. Thompson, the 2-1. Gomez sends that out of play, evens up the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two. And that ball's low and in the dirt, and this is going to be a full count, 3-ball, 2-strike pitch with 2 outs and nobody on, as Justin Gomez looks to stay alive and keep the Chinooks alive. Thompson sets, 2-2 pitch. And that one is outside, so the Chinooks going to have a breath of life here. As Preston White, who going back all the way to the top of the third, absolutely crushed one for a 3-run homer that at the moment tied the game at 5. That seems like a long time ago from now, but there is a slight hope here. Preston White hitting here with a runner on first and 2 outs. Pilots lead 8-5 in this. What could be the final out, as that ball sails outside and low, ball 1. Gomez stands on first. White hitting from the right side of the plate. And the power-hitting right-hander, Luke Coffey on deck, would love to get a crack at tying this one up. First pitch from Thompson to White is inside, ball 1.
Right now, White just needs to be very patient. If he can find the pitch he can hit, then do so immediately. But if not, if he can get a walk, then walk by all means.
And that 2-0 comes in for 2-1. Well, Ryan, you hit it on the nail. That's what you got to do here. When you're down, if it was a 1-run game, sure. Protect, swing what you think. But when you're down 3, base runners are all we need. A home run's not going to do anything. You're still going to be down 1. You need base runners here. Is that 2-1? Misses down low, ball 3. Hitters count of 3-1 to White. And I should rephrase that. Obviously, a home run would be great, but don't be going up there hacking for a home run yet.
No.
As White is going to take that outside for strike 2. And, folks, we torture ourselves with this game because we love this game. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, runner on first. Pilots lead 8-5 with 2 outs. Thompson and the Pilots 1 strike away from winning this ball game. White stands in from the right side. The 3-2 pitch from Thompson is inside, and buckle up, folks. And put on helmets if you're down there, because we know what Luke Coffey is going to be doing here. With the tying run stepping to the plate, Luke Coffey will be swinging for orbit and beyond.
Luke Coffey with the chance to get some runs going here for the Chinooks. If not, maybe even tie the game. But, you know, runs just a starter, a good place to go.
As he hits here with Gomez on second and White on first as that breaking ball comes in for strike 1. And I cannot read Coffey's mind, but I can read his facial expressions. Let's just say he did not agree with that one. No balls, 1 strike to the big hitting first baseman Coffey. That's outside, even count of 1-1 now. Justin Gomez on second. Preston White on first. Luke Coffey at the plate. Pilots 8, Chinooks 5. 1-1, 2-out pitch on its way. Thompson sets, looks in. Steps off, watches Gomez back. I guarantee you there's no stealing going to go on anytime soon right now. The 1-1 to Coffey, incoming. And Coffey chops that one foul as he wanted that one, but just not able to get the full barrel of the bat on it. And they'll have to protect here. Regrip the bat as hard as he can. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the Chinooks need to stay alive here. 1-2 pitch. And that's called strike 3 on the outside corner. Coffey goes down looking, and the Chinooks go down in this game 8-5. And, well, a bittersweet night as the Chinooks won the first game 8-7, and the Pilots won the second game here 8-5. And, well, that's going to do it for Ryan Beck and Cale Duarte. We fall. And with this loss to 13-19, which is good for 5th and last place in the ABL, when we come back tomorrow, it is the crunch time, and it's the final 10 countdown as we begin the stretch of our 10 final games. We're back up here in Anchorage, facing off against the Pilots. The Pilots move to 16-16 and even 500, which is good for 3rd place, a game and a half back of the Bucks for 2nd. When we come back, or when we're back here at 7 o'clock tomorrow night for more Alaska Baseball League action. Signing off for Ryan Beck, I'm Cale Duarte. Have a good night, Chinook fans, and God bless.